What if I told you that the rules for debt collections are getting a major upgrade, giving you more power against collectors more than ever? Well, in one major city, that is what's happened in 2025. It's a change that creates a new gold standard for consumer rights, and it gives every single one of us a new playbook to fight back. Stick with me and I'll break down the new debt validation letter rules you absolutely need to know to protect yourself, your rights, and your wallet. For years, fighting debt collectors have seemed like an uphill battle in the dark. You get vague, threatening letters, phone calls are relentless, they drop a negative bomb on your credit report, and threaten lawsuits, leaving you feeling powerless and trapped. It's like a special kind of hell for individuals who are already struggling. But the rules of engagement are starting to change in your favor. The law is beginning to demand more from them and give more power to you. Now, while this isn't a national overhaul yet, a set of powerful new rules are rolling out that shows us where consumer protection is headed. If you do not know about these changes, you are leaving your most powerful weapon on the table. So let's talk about the foundation, your powerful weapon. For those of you who don't know, my name is Jermaine McNeil. I've been in the debt collection industry for over 15 years. I've owned 2 debt collection companies. I used to sue people, place accounts on people's credit report, as well as I used to buy debt pennies on the dollar. So I truly understand the other side. And for years now, I've helped people just like you navigate the murky waters of debt collections. I've seen firsthand the tactics that collectors use and the devastating impact they can have. But I've also seen when a consumer knows their rights. The single most important arsenal that everybody has always had against debt collections is a debt validation letter. Now, let's be clear. A debt validation letter is not you admitting to the debt. It's simply a formal written demand that you send to the debt collector that simply says, prove it. So, why is this so powerful? Because sending a debt validation letter is a legal tripwire. It officially triggers a whole set of rights under a powerful federal law called FDCPA, otherwise known as the Fair Debt Collection Practice Act. Under the current federal rules, detailed in Regulation F, as in Frank, a debt collector must send you a validation letter either in their first communication or within 5 days of it. This notice is their opening move, and it has to contain some very, very crucial information. So stay with me. It must clearly state the name of the creditor, the account number, and an itemized breakdown of the current amount you supposedly owe. Most importantly, it must inform you of your right to dispute the debt. And that gives you a 30-day window to send your debt validation letter from the date you get their demand letter. Now, once they receive your written dispute, they must legally stop any collection activity on that account. No more calls, no more letters until they provide you with verification of the debt. Understand now, this is the baseline, the federal shield that protects every single consumer in the United States of America. It's a good shield, but in 2025, that shield is about to get an upgrade for some, and everybody can learn from it. So in 2025, the new laws that are helping your rights and how those rights are expanding. Let's get right into it. While the federal FDCPA sets the floor for consumer rights, some places are raising the ceiling. Starting October 1st, 2025, New York is rolling out a set of amended rules that create a new gold standard for consumer protection. Now, hold on. I know some of you guys might be thinking, I don't live in New York. Why should I care? The reality is you should care, because this new rule is letting everybody in the United States know the new standard that is being set with regards to the law. They provide a blueprint for what fair debt collections should look like everywhere. And they give you a new higher standard to hold collectors to. And that's no matter where you live. Now let's break down the 4 crucial changes you need to know, all specific to the new NYC rules. Rule number 1, the mandatory super disclosure. Now under the old rules, the validation letter had basic info. The new 2025 NYC rules force collectors to be very transparent. Now, within 5 days of contacting you, their validation letters must include several key warnings. First, a medical debt disclosure. Now, a lot of you guys already know CFPB rules, they aim to remove medical debt off of your credit reports. And we all know there's been legal changes, and we all know there's been legal challenges and delays with regards to that. But New York City's rules cut through all the noise and requires collectors there to explicitly tell you in the notice that medical debt cannot be reported on your credit report. And for years, the scare of placing that medical debt on your credit report is what debt collectors use to get you to pay. So now in NYC, they have to tell you, debt collectors have to tell you that that threat is empty. The second thing deals with time barred accounts. So understand, if a debt is too old to be sued on, the collector has to specify that to you. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't ask you to pay. They can ask you to pay, but they can't threaten to take you to court with regards to the account once it's been time barred. Now, rule change number 2. The dispute process gets stronger and longer. Let me explain. Now, this might be the most powerful change. So listen carefully. Federally, it's the safest to dispute writing an actual letter. Because as we all know, when you dispute online, you lose a lot of your FCRA protection. Federally, it's safest to dispute in writing to trigger full protection. The new NYC rules change the game immensely. Now you can dispute an account in writing or verbally on the phone. A very simple phone call where you say, I dispute this debt, is enough to trigger your rights in the city. Furthermore, once you dispute, the collection process doesn't just pause. It stops for up to 45 days or until they verify the debt. And if they can't provide the verification in the correct time frame, they're legally required to send you a notice of unverified debt. And they can't resume collections on that account until they find proof. This puts the burden squarely back on them. Rule number 3, the mini Miranda call on every single call. And for those of you who don't know what the mini Miranda is, it's simple. This is an attempt to collect a debt. Any information will be used for that purpose. Anytime a debt collector from NYC contacts you with regards to your debt, they have to state that in the beginning. This cuts out all of the BS with regards to trying to figure out who's calling you on the phone, right? Now they have to state the mini Miranda, which gives the power back to you so that you understand why they're calling. Rule number 4, slamming the brakes on digital harassment. Regulation F gave some rules on email and text messages, but NYC's 2025 rules get even tougher. Collectors can only use email and text message with your prior consent. And if the original creditor is passing on your consent to that debt collection company, the collector must take every step to confirm you actually gave it. This stops a situation where you click a box when you're originally signing up for whatever that debt is, and then all of a sudden you have a debt collection company calling you and harassing you about a debt that you had with the original creditor. So now let me ask you guys something. Are you feeling empowered yet? Knowing these rules is the first step. To make it even easier, I've created a brand new 2025 free letter template for debt verification. It's updated to demand the highest level of validation from any debt collector. And it's inspired by these new, tougher laws. The link is down in the description. It's titled Free Letter Bundle. And while you're down there, make sure you hit the subscribe button and like this video and share it with a friend who's dealing with debt issues currently right now. Now, section 3, what does this mean for you no matter what state that you live in? If you live in New York City, it's simple. As of October 1st, 2025, these are your new legal rights. Hold every single debt collector to this standard. If they don't give you a medical debt disclosure, honor your verbal dispute, or if they threaten lawsuit for a time-barred account, they are simply breaking the law. Documentation is everything. And make sure you report them. If you live anywhere else in the US, your baseline protection is still the federal FDCPA and Regulation F. However, you should view these new NYC rules as the best practice, demanding the higher level of information. Ask them directly. Is this account time barred? I need to know if you can legally sue me. I need you to inform me in writing that this medical debt will not be reported to my credit report. Even though the laws in your state may not require them to answer, demanding this does two things. First, it shows the debt collector that you're educated and you won't be an easy target. Trust me, that works. Most debt collectors, they're looking for an easy mark. I know that for a fact, and this proves that you're not an easy mark. Second, their response or their refusal to respond tells you everything. A legitimate collector should have no problems being transparent. A scammer or a collector with a weak case will likely run for the hills. Also remember to check your own state's laws, as some states already offer protection that are stronger than the federal minimum. Understand, the tide is turning. For so long, debt collectors hid under intimidation and fear. And with these new rules in 2025 from NYC, we're noticing a clear shift towards transparency and accountability, with New York City leading the charge. Your power in this fight comes from getting the education and the knowledge, understanding you have the right to dispute, the right to demand proof, and the right to be free from harassment. This is your shield. Don't be a victim. Be a fighter. You all have more power than you know, and use it. So remember, download my free letter bundle, which has this new debt validation template down below. If you have any questions about credit or debt, put it down in the comment section. I promise I'll answer it. Be sure to share this video with 2 or 3 of your friends. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. You be great.